we did give them warning. I don't remember the leaflet bombs over Pearl Harbor, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
But the analogy is apt. I remember saying it on Bennett a couple of years ago. It took the atomic bomb to shake Japan's faith in their theocracy, which was emperor worship, to prove to them that they were not religiously righteous in this war. Ken's right. We do need to do something to shake Islam's faith in Muhammad. But nuking Mecca is not probably one of the wisest things we could do right now.
Yeah, I think it would, if you had to step up and took the war seriously. But Barack Obama has not taken the war seriously, in no way, shape, or form. And I want to put my tinfoil hat on and say it's the Muslim in Barack that is causing this.
It's the Muslims around Barack. It's all the Muslims around Barack and around Hillary.
Yep,
and
Valerie
in the State
Jarrett.
Department, everybody. Boy, I'll tell you, whoever's president, be it Trump, better go in there with a big shovel and a broom.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's going to take a real house cleaning to do something in Washington, and I hope Trump's up to the task. Let's pray. All we can do at this point is watch and pray and keep our irons in the fire and force him to do it if he doesn't. You know, I hope he doesn't get soft.
100%.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, I mean, I've had uncles, my dad, World War II vets, Korea vets. I got nieces and nephews, all been vets. I got a niece like a daughter to me. She was in Iraq under mortar attack in the Green Zone. And I'm so glad that this Memorial Day, I don't have to remember one veteran in my family that died in service of the country.
Yeah.
I'm so happy for that, including myself.
Yeah, well, God bless them and thank them for all their service as well from us.
All right, man. Have a great weekend.
Thanks, Ed. You too. Take care. All right, so let's play a quick track, Derek. I want to talk about, this is Theodore Van Kirk. He was the last living survivor of the Enola Gay, which dropped the bomb on Hiroshima. And he gets this question as to whether or not he would do it again. You got that track ready, Derek? Track 2. Let's play that.
If World War III broke out today, God forbid, and you were given the same order, they said, go drop an atomic bomb on whatever city, would you do it again?
If everything was exactly the same as it was then. That's the point. I know it's not possible to really duplicate things that precisely, but if the same situation existed again, exactly as it had back in 1945, yes, I would go on it. I would volunteer for it, as a matter of fact. I'd want to go on it.
All right, so there you go. I mean, you have to not allow these history changers, these rewriters of history, and this is happening every day, folks. If you got kids in school, you need to be watching their homework. You need to be reading their books with them when they bring them home, because history is being rewritten on a daily basis in this country in order to socialize us, in order to make us not the America that our founding fathers had, to make us not the America that the greatest generation was. Things have changed. And it's up to us. And this is why I always tell people, you know what, the most important election of all is not the presidential election. It's that darn school board. That funny little school board that nobody pays attention to, that nobody ever goes to. Those people control the future of the United States of America. They control the future of your children and grandchildren. If you're a grandparent and you're bored, you're retired, you're tired of golfing, maybe throw your hat in the ring to become a school board member. I know it's a lot to ask. But that school board and those city councils and those township boards, that's where the everyday nuts and bolts are happening. You have to get involved, and you have to teach your kids yourself, because you know what? They're not going to get this kind of history of World War II and what our veterans did there and in Korea and even Vietnam and the Gulf Storm, right? All those wars were important. There were good things that came out of them. They weren't all about Bush lied and people died. That's not the point. We're American. If I hear one more time somebody say we did it for oil, we didn't take any oil out of Iraq, folks. Never did. We weren't like the Japanese conquering countries in the Far East to steal their lumber, their coal, their oil. We went in to free people. Now, maybe we didn't make the greatest job of it, but that's what we did. The heart was in the right place. In World War II, doggone it, those bombs went down for a reason. They went in to save lives. And sometimes killing less means saving more, and that's what it was. All right, well, let's get back to something local here real quick. I wanted to let people know. In our 8th Congressional District up here in Livingston County, we had a little news. Melissa Gilbert, now I think the name should be familiar, Little House on the Prairie, that Melissa Gilbert was considering a run for 8th District Congressional seat as a Democrat against Mike Bishop, and she has dropped out. So I'm not sure the Democrats are even going to be able to put anyone up quick enough now to take care of that. But she was running in probably the most conservative district in Michigan just about, and so she probably didn't have a real good shot at it anyways, but she was citing health issues and she's getting out. So that's off the books. And let's see what the Democrats come up with. But I'm going to tell Mike Bishop, you best not take your chances, Mr. Bishop. You better get out there, Congressman, and talk to the people. Let them know what you're doing, because the 8th Congressional District is important, and we need to make sure it stays filled with a conservative, common sense person. And I wanted to make sure we get that out there. Melissa Gilbert. You can call into the show with any comment that you have, 734-822-1600. And the stories we talk about every Saturday is the stories I put on the Daily Drift. If you're not getting the Daily Drift, go to it, www.thedailydrift.com, and catch those stories. And if you find a link on the internet that I've missed, make sure you send it to me, and I'll get it up there for you. Derek, were you able to get that Glenn Beck audio? All right, so listener Joanne sent this to me last minute here this morning, and I wanted to play this because I'm not sure, Joanne, if you can call in or email me and let me know if this is a recent thing. It was Brad Thor talking with Glenn Beck, and I think you all know how I feel about Glenn Beck as of late, because he's so anti-Trump that it's insane. It's just pure insanity. But you have that track ready? All right, let's play that.
This could bring down incredible heat on me because I'm about to suggest something very bad. It is a hypothetical I am going to ask as a thriller writer. With the feckless, spineless Congress we have, who will stand in the way of Donald Trump overstepping his constitutional authority as president? If Congress won't remove him from office, what patriot will step up and do that? If he oversteps his mandate as president, his constitutional granted authority, I should say, as president, if he oversteps that, how do we get him out of office? And I don't think there is a legal means available. I think it will be a terrible, terrible position the American people will be in to get Trump out of office, because you won't be able to do it through Congress.
Well, I would agree with you on that.
Okay, so carefully worded, obviously, and I'm glad Brad Thor carefully worded it, because, it almost sounds like a threat to me. And again, it goes to the fact that, where is your common sense? To say something like that about Donald Trump, the Republicans and Paul Ryan and Mitch McConnell have put up more fight against Donald Trump than they ever have Barack Obama. So where do these people think that Donald Trump is going to walk in and be the ultimate anti-constitutionalist and be worse than Barack Obama? It's an absolute insanity that people would even think that. These are people who are thinking with nothing but emotions, and this is what Glenn Beck always talks about. Don't think with your emotions. Well, Mr. Beck, you, sir, are thinking with your own emotions, and Brad Thor, you too. You're a great writer, but you know what? Get your head out of your tuchus, because that's nonsense to be thinking that Donald Trump is going to be an anti-constitutional emperor who's going to ride over the Constitution and all the rights of the United States of America. That's nonsense. That will never happen. And it will never even if he was that person, at least you have Republicans who will try standing up to their own, because that's what they're doing. Now, we're going to talk a little bit about Paul Ryan when we get back from the break. But enjoy this Memorial Weekend. Remember to thank your veterans and the families of those veterans. We'll see you on the other side.
Wham! Talk 1600.
Hey, my blood brothers of freedom. This is Ted Nugent.
Southeast Michigan's conservative powerhouse.
God bless Ann Arbor and Wham Radio. I started doing interviews on Wham Radio around 1966. I celebrate and promote the God-given individual right as guaranteed in the U.S. Constitution and Bill of Rights for us to defend ourselves, to keep and bear arms. And just to make sure everyone understands what we the people understand, keep can only mean one thing. That's it's mine and you can't have it.
Wham!
Fox News Radio, I'm Pat O'Neill. The hurricane season officially starts June 1st, but the first Atlantic tropical storm with a chance to hit the U.S. is already on the radar.
Areas of the Carolinas expecting to see very heavy rain and wind as a tropical depression moves in that direction, likely making landfall sometime overnight or into Sunday. And as it does, it'll bring rain and wind and very significant rip currents.
Fox meteorologist Rick Reichmuth. A lot of roads and airport terminals getting crowded this Memorial Day weekend.
One of the big reasons a lot of people are traveling this Memorial Day is low gas prices.
AAA's Julie Hall says if you're hitting the road, just make sure you keep your vehicle road trip ready. Air travel's up 1.6%. That's over 2.5 million more passengers through our nation's busiest airports this weekend.
Fox Radio's Jeff Manasso. Some 38 million people in all are expected to travel by car or plane over the holiday. Fox News. We report, you decide.
It's summer, and with warmer weather, now is the time to get started on those outdoor projects. Call the Rock Shop on Goffredson Road, 734-455-5560. Whether you're looking for wall stones, paving stones, or new statuary for your garden, have a fun time and save a ton of money at the Rock Shop on Goffredson Road. Call 734-455-5560. You can also get a full selection of wood mulches, rocks, and garden soils, and all the stone wall products that you would need. Stop by to see all of the amazing products from Technoblock, the premier manufacturer of paving stones and retaining wall products. Check out the showroom and gardens Monday through Friday, 9 to 7, and Saturdays, 9 to 5. Call 734-455-5560 or go to the website at rock-shop, shoppe.com. rock-shop, shoppe.com. Set your garden wishes in stone at the Rock Shop on Goffredson Road.
Tragedy introduced us to the heroes of San Bernardino's police department. But tragedy is routine in their city, where politicians slash their budget and cut their ranks. Now violent gangs wage bloody turf wars every night. They have all the guns they want, but law-abiding California citizens live in fear. Their governor says he serves them, while he releases 2,300 convicted murderers back to the same streets they terrorized. The elites lecture about compassion, but if there was even an inkling that these killers would head for Beverly Hills or Berkeley, they'd die behind bars. The elites and their families will always be protected. It's the law-abiding average Californians who face nightfall alone with their faith and what's left of their guns. I'm the National Rifle Association of America, and I'm freedom's safest place.
You're listening to The Drift on Wham! Talk 1600. Join in the conversation at 734-822-1600. Now, back to your host, Gary Wellings.
And welcome back. Thank you for tuning in to catch my drift here at Wham Talk 1600. You can call into the show, 734-822-1600. Love to have your calls on just about anything as we celebrate our Memorial Weekend show here. And let's take care of a little business before we get back into it. If you're looking for some family estate planning, call Jack Bowling. You can go to the website, www.jackbowlinglaw, that's BOLLING law.com, or call 248-684-9742. He does flat fees with no surprises, and it's good, affordable family estate planning. Make sure you get over there. They're featured on TV, Fox 2 News and Murray Feldman's Money Mondays. Make sure you get hold of them, 248-684-9742. Don't wait until the last minute. Family estate planning. Oh, you could be like Prince. Now, Prince lost half of his fortune, I think, because he didn't have a will in place, and all those millions and millions of dollars that should be going to his family are going into probate court, and they're gone. The government's going to take like 50%. Don't let that happen to you. Think about it now ahead of time. Even if you're still a young man, things could happen. Get your family estate planning done. 248-684-9742. Jack Bowling, really nice